Thank you very much, Dave. So once again, my name is Derek Malmgren. I'm with Heartland Payroll and Human Resources, and we are a Fortune 1000 publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange company. Our two primary business functions are credit card processing and payroll and HR. Across those two services, we have close to 500,000 clients. The difference between us and some of our competitors, we're not a household name. We don't pay to be a household name. Most of our advertising or anything like that goes through trade organizations. We partner with anywhere from the National Restaurant Association to more local associations like Colorado Roofing, Colorado Nursery and Greenhouse Association, National Hotel and Lodging, 250 trade organizations in total. So the reason we do that is our business model is based on transparency and honesty, and one thing that we want to do is really educate members of those organizations as to the best practices, as to the best ways that they can help their business succeed, because ironically enough, when their businesses succeed, so does ours. So it's a partnership versus a kind of a client-vendor relationship that maybe is not mutually advantageous moving forward. So I am a W-2 employee of Heartland and Payroll, but we get to run our businesses very independently. So it's maybe more like an independent insurance agency. The reason why I'm a W-2 still is Heartland has expectations as to how you run your business, and then also because of the nature and sensitivity of our business, there are background checks and various securities to ensure that our clients are always safe. But nobody sells anything within our business that is not an employee of Heartland Payment Systems. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give anybody an opportunity to ask any questions as to anything payroll related or HR related. And what I'm going to do is show you how within our system you can even navigate these own aspects yourself. And if there's something that's not in our system, one thing we do is we provide our clients with single points of contact for both payroll and human resources, and you can reach out to either of those specialists as much or as little as you need. So whenever something comes up situationally that may be a human resource concern for you, you can reach out to an advisor and get a best practice or have a template customized, a form, a job description, whatever it may be, to ensure that however we're working with you, it's customized for your business. This is a great group. I love being in this group, and really one of the main reasons I chose it is because even within the power partnerships that Dan discussed earlier, everybody that kind of is in the payroll or HR services, whether or not it's workers' comp, health insurance, investments, we do not cover all of those realms of business. We work with who our clients want to work with. So unlike our major competitors that want to, bundle all of your services together, be your provider for everything, we allow you to work with the true professionals that you have relationships with and just integrate them into our system so they can have access, they can, manipulate information that would be presented to employees, and also so that we can move data and money between an insurance provider, a 401k fund lineup, anything like that. So. First disclaimer, I have been single dad for 4 days following Halloween, so I have children that of course would be stomach illness all week, and I've had no sleep and didn't have coffee till I got here. So I'm a little slow right now. Second disclaimer, most HR advice is not legal advice. If you're not paying $600 an hour or $300 or whatever somebody may charge for absolute legal advice, everything in HR revolves around expectation and documentation. What do your employees expect, and then how do you document that they've seen that? How do you document your practices, your rules? And that's really what your goal is, to turn HR closer to black or white instead of being as gray as it is if you do have an instance. So does anybody have any question?
What specifically are you offering as HR services to your companies? Are they full HR outsourcing or HR consultancy to the business leaders?
So we have a couple of different aspects. We have a complete HRIS system, so it's very robust. You can go in and get any template form letter. We can create handbooks. There's trainings available. There's articles. There's best practices, guides, which is great. But also Google has many templates, forms, letters, whatever you need. So what we also do is provide an HR advisor. So when you go and look at or need a document, you can go in and actually get that document, and then we will either have a conversation with you, or you can review the document and determine, if it fits your best need, and then we go in and customize it exactly to your business. Because a lot of times even having documents that aren't reviewed could be more of a liability to your business than having nothing at all. So everything is in the wording, and everything is in how you present it to the employee, what their expectation is. And then when you have, like even in this instance, I just looked up a sample loan advance agreement. A lot of people, including in my past business, an employee may have a financial hardship. Don't throw them $200 under the table, because you may have a family environment, you may have very good relationships, but money brings emotion into things, and you want to make sure that you protect yourself from a business standpoint, because it may not be losing $200. It may lead to something much bigger down the road if there is a conflict, or if it even hurts your relationship. So even here with the sample loan agreement, anything in red would be something we would suggest that you customize, or we can. And then if there's any different situation, like let's say in this, you want to say, how much can I legally get back for this loan repayment? In that scenario, what you could do is you could go into our HR on demand, document customization. Here would be your specialist here. You could say, we have an HR form. You want to create a new one, or revise something that your company currently has. You could attach the file here, send it back to us, and we'll go over, review it, make sure there's no liabilities that you're leaving open to your business, and that it's something that you can feel comfortable passing along to an employee, and you're not going to lose any sleep wondering about, did I do something right, wrong, or indifferent here. So the HR advising, and you can reach out as much as possible. Usually it's a 24-hour turnaround time for the HR side of it, unless there is an immediate need. So even in Ask the Pro, if let's say you have a separation at end of day, obviously that can't wait 24 hours. We always recommend, if you even have a hint of uncertainty in something, reach out to us. So in a separation with an employee, it may be completely mutually beneficial for both of you, but as a business, you still need to protect yourself. A couple of things that could happen is, most commonly, you can see an unemployment claim. Even if they quit, if they're a contractor, if whatever the situation is, they can still file an unemployment claim. It doesn't mean that it's going to be approved or denied, but what it does mean is that it's going to be scrutinized and examined. And when you have something scrutinized and examined by the Department of Labor, you want to ensure that all your ducks are in a row. Because now it may turn into a situation that not only are you looking at the one employee that's having the issue, but now they want to look at all your other contractors, or they want to look at your interns or your employees. And I've had situations where a client in the past has had an intern file an unemployment claim. Turns out the unemployment claim was denied, but then the Department of Labor came in and looked, and the only person that was misclassified in the entire business was the chief financial officer, who should have been an employee and was a contract employee, and they had to go back and pay $75,000 in back wages or back taxes. So worst case scenario, wrongful termination lawsuit. It's something that you hope never happens, probably never happens. I'm working with another restaurant that's been in business for 55 years. Never had anything happen until you're 55. Now Department of Labor wants to see the records on every single employee that's worked there for less than 6 months over the last 7 years. They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. So they're really in a hard situation because of the fact that they didn't do something as simple as even keep documentation of the employees that had been there. And really, I mean, that's the best thing you can do, is at least have some sort of trail of documentation that just shows you're doing your due diligence. Jim.
That document store looks like a good one. I have a number of policy documents, anti-money laundering and you know, quality control plans and things like that. Can I put those in your document store in addition to your HR document?
Yep, absolutely. So even in here, what you can do is, let's go take a look. So even in employee management, I can go down here to the employee documents section. I'm gonna go take Edna Krabappel.
Oh, okay.
I just met with the school, so I customized it a little bit. But so here, you know, right now the type of documents that I have stored in her file is only disciplinary actions. You know, everybody has something different, but you can create whatever the document storage is, and then even here you can say add new, you know, document type. Everything is customizable in this by you or by us. So it's really cool. Is that completely done?
You know, you got 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
But I can just add, I can upload a document,
Absolutely.
like my policy regarding, you know, not laundering money for terrorists.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
and then I can, what I'm seeing you say is then I could attach that to a particular employee, have them sign an acknowledgement of receipt. Is that where we're going with this?
Absolutely. And then the other thing that you can do is you can, if it's something that goes across all of your employees, you can upload it onto the company intranet, in essence, that we build you. So right here, this would all be blank, but for demonstration purposes, I built this for the school. And all of this is customizable by you. So if it's something that you know, over the weekend, one of your employees slanders the business on Facebook, we can, with our help, create a social media policy. We can get this uploaded into the system, send out an email to all the employees saying there's a new policy, you need to go in, download it, read what the policy is, and then the really nice part here is, oh, sorry, I'm moving quicker than my computer is. So they go in, read the social media policy. This may be more comprehensive than what you need, but then the employee goes back and checks that, signs and acknowledges it, and what you just did is you have a date stamp, a time stamp, and an IP stamp showing that the employee reviewed it, acknowledged it, and you're building that paper trail. Alicia?
My question had to do with document storage. Do you guys own that data, or does the client retain ownership of that data?
So we don't own it. It's stored on our cloud-based servers. So in the event of a separation with our company, you would need to extract those back out of our system. I wish I actually had this. It's so funny. I just saw a Dilbert cartoon the other day where they're talking about changing their payroll system, and the pointy-haired boss is asking Dilbert, you know, how are they going to get the information back from the prior payroll company?
Right.
And he asks if there's some way that the information can be killed from one payroll company to the other payroll company. And Dilbert asks, so you want me to ask my sales rep if he can have his information go and kill the other company's information? Well, there is a process that, you know, you may have some of these stored on your own files as well, but if there was a separation with us, you don't have access to our cloud-based servers, so you would need to extract back that information. But we don't own the documents. So if we create the documents for you, build the documents, I mean, you can keep those, you can download them back out of our system, print them, whatever you need. We don't hold any copyright on anything that we create because we're partnering with you, so in the end, this is your information. So it's just a matter of taking off. And I did lose a client last year that was a substantial size client for me. We didn't provide many of the aspects that they needed for the restaurant. They had very rapid growth, and they didn't have a corporate controller, or they'd been through multiple corporate controllers. And so they went with a solution that did their reconciliations, their accounting, their inventory, a lot of the services we didn't do. And even in that process, I helped transition them out of our system and help them do exactly what you're asking now. Take out anything relevant that they need, help make the transition to the other company, because they were very happy with us, and I wanted to continue the relationship, or at least even the referral possibilities. And so we helped them do that. Keith?
As a small business owner, what type of pricing? You know, is it per employee, or how does
Yep. So what we do is, first of all, we guarantee our pricing for at a minimum 3 years. So we don't do promotions, we don't do incentives. Because I am technically, you know, an entrepreneur through my company's eyes, I get to kind of base my pricing on the need that I see fit. So, you know, in my group, I do the best pricing, and really what I want to do is most of what I make is residual based. So I need to have long-term clients. A lot of what we do has become very transactional. And so I don't want to lose clients to a 60% discount that some, payroll and HR company is giving for 3 months. If you're working with an ADP, a Paycheck, some of the bigger companies, a lot of times what we'll see in their HR services, to get within the pricing range that I can, they have to give a 60 to 70% discount. So it's substantial, and a lot of times we can get a complete HR package for the same cost as what somebody has been paying for payroll only with our larger competitors. And part of that is because I really honestly want my companies to have HR solutions. They need to have protections. They need to have the comfort, and I will do whatever it takes to get somebody the HR package, which oftentimes means their pricing may not even change with what they were paying for payroll only. So, and it helps me because nobody can take my business, 2 years from now. So, I can talk to you more in detail, but I mean, even on a 5-6 person company that pays bi-weekly, you may even start with a complete HR package looking at like $75 to $80 a pay period. So, and that's a lot of times what the price is for payroll. Sorry if I missed anybody, and if you didn't get an opportunity to ask me any HR questions. If you want to, I can show you how you can navigate this, and we can even do anything circumstantial. But I really want to thank you all for having me in this group, for your time, and any consideration with anybody that you may have that I can help moving into January 1st.
Well, thank you, Derek.
Yeah, thank you.